I remember that day so clearly, that day when I felt so special, so important. I was only a young girl, about 9 or 10. I was busy, as usual, helping my mother and the other women. It was my job to collect firewood. I can still smell the smoke even now. Mum was busy kneading some dough when I heard an argument in the road. Some of Jesus's friends were squabbling as they walked past me. It was difficult to hear exactly what they were saying, but they seemed to be arguing over which one of them was more important than the others. Then Jesus went over and broke up the argument. Once everything had calmed down, I heard my name being called. "Janai, come over here." I looked up in surprise. It was Jesus's voice. He was resting by the roadside and all the men were standing around him. He looked straight at me and called again. "Janai, come here to me." I glanced at my mum. I wasn't sure what to do. She nodded her head towards Jesus and said, "Go on then, it's okay." I put down the wood and wiping my hands on my dress, I walked over to Jesus and his friends. Jesus welcomed me with a smile and turned me around to face the men. I looked up at them, wondering what he would say. "My friends," he said, "if you want to get into the kingdom of heaven, you need to be like Janai here. You need to become just like a little child. Don't waste time arguing about who is more important. Instead, learn from the children. Be willing to be humble." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Jesus was telling these big men, these special friends of his, to be like me. "In fact," said Jesus quite firmly, "I'll go even further. Children are so important that you must cherish them. You must never do or say anything that might make them lose their faith in me. Their love for me is very precious. Encourage it, nurture it, protect it. God is very unhappy with anyone who spoils children's love for their Father in heaven." I was surprised to hear all of this. I was only a girl who did little jobs. I only did what I was told. These men, they did important things like teaching people about God and healing people. They could even stay up all night listening to Jesus talking. I had to go to bed when my mum told me to. Jesus hugged me and whispered, "Never forget, you are important to God." I went back to the fire and picked up the wood. Then I sat down and thought about what Jesus had said to me. Wow. Grown-ups have to be like children, like me.